Do you still remember the tense, suspenseful moments with the thrilling cases of Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson? The classic TV series The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes 1984 to 1985 has captivated millions of audiences worldwide. Join us in going back in time, looking back at the talented cast who brought these characters to life and discovering what they are like now. How have familiar faces like Betsy Brandt and David Burke changed now? Let's find out interesting stories behind the scenes and the current lives of these stars. Roger Hammond played Jabez Wilson. When he was in the series in 1985, he was 49. Jabez Wilson is a middle-aged man, the owner of a pawn shop, who enlists the help of Sherlock Holmes to solve a strange case involving the Red Hat Society. Sadly, Roger Hammond passed away on November 8, 2012 at the age of 76 from cancer. He had a rich acting career and is remembered for many memorable roles.
Adorable, and I still love it now, I must say, hugely.
Now, Roger is here, and because he's a friend of mine.
Gil Hibbert played Irene Adler. When she was in the series in 1984, she was 41. Irene Adler is an intelligent, seductive, and cunning woman, the only person to only defeat Sherlock Holmes in a case. After this role, Gil Hibbert continued her acting career and wrote books. She married journalist Simon Jenkins and lived in Primrose Hill, London for 3 decades, before divorcing in 2009. Sadly, Gil Hibbert passed away on August 31, 2023 at 80 years old in London.
Irena.
I allowed you to persuade me. Now you must allow me to persuade you. I shall see you tomorrow.
It's practical, how to get to the top and how to stay there. This issue solves the energy crisis, yours, not the world's. And what do husbands think of working wives?
Jos Ackland played Jeffrey Rucastle. When he was in the series in 1985, he was 57 years old. Jeffrey Rucastle was a scheming and cruel man who imprisoned his daughter to prevent her from marrying. Sadly, Jos Ackland passed away on November 19, 2023 at 95. He had an acting career spanning over 7 decades and is remembered as one of America's most talented and beloved actors.
How could anyone offer so pitiful a sum to a lady of such attraction and accomplishments?
My accomplishments, sir, may be...
I auditioned at Stratford-on-Avon. That was over 70 years ago. The audition...
Jeremy Brett played Sherlock Holmes. When he was in the series in 1984, he was 51. Sherlock Holmes is a famous private detective with excellent observation and deduction abilities, often solving complex cases that other detectives cannot. Sadly, Jeremy Brett passed away on September 12, 1995 at 61. He left a great legacy in the hearts of fans with his role as Sherlock Holmes.
Damaged penguin, I call him, or the black beetle. But we have so many children coming to the play, which we're doing at Wyndham's now. And I never thought...
David Burke played Dr. John Watson. When he was in the series in 1984, he was 50 years old. Dr. John Watson is a close friend and loyal partner of Sherlock Holmes, always accompanying Holmes on his adventures and recording cases. Currently, at 90 years old, David Burke has retired and lives peacefully with his family in London.
Out a couple of years ago, after I had been in West Tennessee for a couple of years, I got a phone call from the president.
David Gillam played Percy Phelps. When he was in the series in 1984, he was 36. Percy Phelps is a Foreign Office employee who enlists the help of Sherlock Holmes to recover an important stolen document. Now at 75, David Gillam has retired after a successful acting career. He lives with his wife Deidre Morris in Oxfordshire and often participates in charity and community projects.
I work as a clerk in the Foreign Office. My uncle is Lord Holdhurst. When he became Foreign Minister, he gave me occasional delicate missions of trust, which I was...
Rosaly Cley played Mrs. Lexington. When she was in the series in 1985, she was 65. Mrs. Lexington is a mysterious and somewhat scary woman who often appears in Sherlock Holmes' cases. Sadly, she passed away on July 28, 1997 at 77 in London. She left a deep impression with many roles in both film and TV.
We are better if poorer man. Oh, please.
Norman Jones played Henry Wood. When he was in the series in 1984, he was 52. Henry Wood was a man who was tortured and abandoned in the woods, and was later rescued and became a recluse. Sadly, he passed away on April 23, 2013, at 78 due to age-related complications. He left a deep impression in the hearts of audiences with many memorable roles.
She is innocent. You can take my word for it.
Then you are guilty.
No, I am not guilty.
Rosalie Williams played Mrs. Hudson. When she was in the series in 1984, she was 65. Mrs. Hudson is Sherlock Holmes' devoted butler, always taking care of and supporting Holmes and Watson in their daily lives. Sadly, Rosalie Williams passed away on December 11, 2009 at 90 years old in Manchester. She left a deep impression with her role as Mrs. Hudson in the hearts of millions.
There's a young lady wishes to see you, Mr. Holmes.
This is not a convenient moment.
She's very well spoken, a genuine lady.
No doubt.
Betsy Brandt played Elsie Gilbert. When she was in the series in 1984, she was 29. Elsie Gilbert was an American woman who married Hilton Gilbert and lived at Whittling Thorpe Manor. She is haunted by mysterious drawings of dancing people related to a dark past in America. Now at 68, Betsy Brandt has retired after a successful acting career. She lives a peaceful life in North Carolina, USA, and regularly participates in charity activities.
The moon's high. Where I come from.
Jeremy Camp played Dr. Grimesby Roylott. When he was in the series in 1984, he was 49. Dr. Grimesby Roylott was a doctor with a violent and cruel personality who used a poisonous snake to kill people. After this role, Jeremy Camp continued his acting career with many other roles in famous series such as Star Trek: The Next Generation. He lives a private life and is a lover of nature, especially birds. Sadly, he passed away on July 19, 2019 at 84 after a long illness.
These people are guests of mine, but you are trespassing, Mr.
Daniel Evans played Hilton Gilbert. When he was in the series in 1984, he was 58. Hilton Gilbert is a gentleman from Derbyshire who enlists the help of Sherlock Holmes to decipher strange drawings that have frightened his wife. Sadly, Daniel Evans passed away on June 10, 2009 at 83 from emphysema. He had a rich acting career and was a priest of the Church of England.
It's so trivial.
I don't, Mr. Holmes. I never should. No, it's my wife, you see. She...
Go on, Mr.
Eric Porter played Professor Moriarty. When he was in the series in 1995, he was 57. Professor Moriarty is a criminal genius, always behind complex and dangerous plots, and is the arch-enemy of Sherlock Holmes. After completing this role, Eric Porter continues his acting career with many other memorable roles. However, his personal life is quite private. He lives a simple life, turning down many offers from Hollywood, and even turning down an OBE and knighthood. Sadly, he passed away on May 15, 1995 at 67 due to colon cancer. What is your favorite character in the series The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, and what do you think when some actors have passed away? Leave your comments below this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell to wait for my next videos. Thank you.